slide back into the static-flecked glow of a walnut-framed zenith. The year is somewhere between gas shortages and disco, when television tried anything once. Tonight we exhume 10 gloriously odd relics that danced briefly across the dial, warped our young imaginations, then vanished. Welcome to a journey through the weirdest forgotten shows of the 1970s. Grab your popcorn and listen. First, Quark, 1977 to 78. Imagine Star Trek if every red alert ended in a punchline and the captain hauled space garbage. From the delightfully subversive mind of Buck Henry came Quark, NBC's half-hour sci-fi spoof starring Richard Benjamin as Adam Quark, commander of a rickety sanitation cruiser charged with cleaning cosmic refuse. His ragtag crew included gene-twinning blonde bombshells Betty the First and Betty the Second, identical except one insisted she was the original, and a neurotic, plant-based life form named Ficus, who delivered deadpan wisdom in a chlorophyll monotone. Every episode gleefully skewered a popular sci-fi trope. A galactic beauty contest becomes interstellar sexism satire. A mirror parody forces Quark to duel his evil self while sporting villainous eyeliner. Network censors fretted about innuendo, yet the scripts slipped past on sheer charm. Debuting months after Star Wars fever, Quark looked bargain basement, but felt ahead of its time, lampooning the very genre explosion it was riding. Budget constraints meant reused warship miniatures and a bridge set built from spray-painted PVC, giving the show a junkyard authenticity that matched its premise. Critics applauded its wit, but Friday night ratings drifted into a black hole after only 8 episodes. Still, Quark quietly prefigured later cult comedies like Galaxy Quest and The Orville, proving you could mine real laughs from space dust, and that somewhere beyond the stars, there's always trash to take out. Supertrain, 1979. Picture the glitz of the Love Boat, slammed onto wheels the size of Volkswagens and rocketing across Middle America at 200 miles per hour. That was NBC's Supertrain, a lavish 2-hour adventure anthology set aboard a nuclear-powered bullet behemoth stretching 8 city blocks. The network spent an unheard-of $10 million building massive sets on hydraulic gimbals, plus scale models that derailed so often production crews nicknamed the show Super Crash. Each episode crammed melodrama into neon lounge cars, jewel thieves hiding in the disco, a ventriloquist's dummy apparently possessed, celebrity guest stars sipping champagne while overlooking a scrolling rear-projection prairie. Unfortunately, the storylines were thinner than dining car coffee, and audiences sniffed out the derailment early. Ratings tanked. NBC frantically recast, retitled episodes, even shortened the ride to an hour, but the train never left the station. By spring, it was canceled, leaving the network near bankrupt, and executives vowing never again to finance a series more expensive than a moon landing. Yet Supertrain remains a wild relic of 1970s hubris, a gleaming monument to the era when television truly believed bigger, louder, faster could conquer the small screen. 3. The Man from Atlantis, 1977 to 78. Before Aquaman dominated multiplexes, there was Mark Harris, the silent, web-handed hero of NBC's The Man from Atlantis. Discovered washed ashore, memory erased, Harris revealed gills behind his ears and luminous eyes that saw in oceanic dark. Government scientists recruited him for the Foundation for Ocean Research, and with dolphin-like undulating swim strokes, he investigated lost civilizations, radioactive octopi, and a megalomaniacal undersea emperor named Mr. Schubert. The show's stunt team filmed Duffy holding his breath for up to 3 minutes, while monofin kicks propelled him through giant water tanks. an exhausting feat hidden beneath bubble trails and orchestral swells. On land, Harris's awkward curiosity about human customs provided gentle humor. He drank salt water instead of coffee and puzzled over shoelaces. Atlantis aired just 4 TV movies and a 13-episode season, but its green-tinted goggle aesthetic imprinted on a generation who practiced the signature side dolphin swim in public pools. Though cancelled amid cost overruns, it launched Duffy toward Dallas stardom and seeded the ocean superhero archetype decades before blockbuster CGI waves. 4. Holmes and YoYo, 1976–77. Detective Alexander Holmes needed a new partner after accidentally hospitalizing the last 5. Enter Gregory YoYo Yoyonovich, a polite 6-foot android disguised as a rookie cop whose chest emitted Polaroids of suspects like a human fax machine. ABC's Holmes and YoYo blended buddy cop clichés with slapstick sci-fi. YoYo malfunctioning at pistol ranges, magnetizing every paperclip in precinct sight, or resetting after hard reboots that left him reciting recipe cards in Bulgarian. Actor John Shuck's innocent grin sold the idea of a robot yearning to understand jokes, while Richard B. Schull's weary Holmes provided exasperated heart. Despite laugh-track chuckles, writers slipped social commentary beneath the silliness. Questions about programmed obedience versus free will surfaced between car chase pratfalls. Alas, the show's tone veered too quirky for mainstream tastes, and critics declared it neither fish nor fembot. Cancelled after 11 episodes, it nonetheless paved the asphalt for AI partners like Ottoman and Almost Human, reminding us that the line between gadget and colleague can be hilariously thin. 5. Lidsville, 1971–73. Long before Pixar's toys came alive, Sid and Marty Krofft invited children into a psychedelic land of living hats. After teenager Mark tumbles into a magician's top hat, he lands in Lidsville, a foam rubber world where every bowler, bonnet, and stovepipe speaks jive or sings show tunes. The villainous Hoodoo, played with cackling relish by Charles Nelson Riley, spent each episode zapping hat citizens with bad puns and weaker magic, his pet vulture perched on a lightning bolt-shaped staff. Production values were gloriously garish. Day-glow backdrops, Dutch angle camera tilts, and lava lamp transitions that felt like Saturday morning LSD. Behind the whimsy lurked creative anarchy. Scripts rewrote minutes before filming, and performers sweated inside foam costumes so hot they carried salt tablets between takes. Parents were baffled, kids enthralled, and stoners reportedly scheduled wake and bake sessions around its airtime. Though only 17 episodes aired, Lidsville cemented the Crofts' reputation for audacious children's worlds and left cultural footprints, from Beastie Boys lyrics to modern cosplay top hats, proving that sometimes the weirdest detours in TV history live forever under the brim. 6. The Star Lost, 1973–74. If Supertrain was hubris on rails, The Starlost was ambition launched into deep space without a map. Conceived by literary titan Harlan Ellison, the series imagined Earth destroyed and humanity surviving inside a 200-mile-long biosphere arc, drifting off course for centuries. Each self-contained agricultural dome housed a different culture: Amish farmers, Victorian aristocrats, even Neo-Aztecs, yet none knew the ship was in peril. 3 young dissidents from the Cypress Corners Dome discover the truth and set off through airlock corridors of malfunctioning tech to warn the others and, somehow, steer the vessel home. The concept screamed epic, but Canadian co-production budgets whispered frugality. Sets were plywood corridors lit by Christmas lights, Exterior shots relied on hand-painted matte boards that sometimes buckled under studio heat. Ellison quit in fury after producers trimmed his scripts and replaced them with soap opera melodrama, famously demanding his name be removed from credits. Still, the series wrestled with surprisingly weighty themes: ecological collapse, cultural isolation, deterministic control, long before Battlestar Galactica or Snowpiercer. Its haunting premise lingers in the collective geek subconscious: entire civilizations living in ignorance while catastrophe looms one bulkhead away. Though cancelled after 16 episodes, The Star Lost remains an unforgettable cautionary tale about broken utopias and the perils of dreaming too big on a shoestring. 7. Ark II, 1976–77. Years before Mad Max throttled into cinemas, Saturday mornings offered a gentler post-apocalypse in Filmation's Ark II. Set in the 25th century after pollution-ravaged Earth, three idealistic young scientists, Jonah, Ruth, and Samuel, cruised desolate highways in a gleaming mobile lab shaped like a silver bullet on monster truck tires. Their mission? Deliver knowledge, medicine, and hope to scattered tribes rebuilding civilization. Tagging along was Adam, a talking chimp outfitted with a mini rocket pack, and a dune buggy sidekick called Romer. Every episode felt equal parts Sunday school parable and sci-fi road movie. The crew negotiated truces between feuding villages, decoded ancient data tapes, or taught children to purify water with solar stills. Sweeping desert cinematography lent authenticity, while recycled Star Trek sound effects gave laser pistols their zip. The moral lessons, never hoard clean water, beware charismatic warlords, were presented with a sincerity so pure it bypassed camp and landed in earnest inspiration. Although Ark II lasted only 15 episodes, its fusion of eco-warning and optimism influenced later children's shows like Captain Planet, and its futuristically chunky vehicle remains a convention-floor cosplay holy grail. 8. Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp, 1970–72. Imagine Get Smart performed entirely by trained chimpanzees in polyester spyware, and you have ABC's mind-bending Lancelot Link, Secret Chimp. Each half-hour featured covert agent Lance and glamorous partner Mata Hari battling an evil organization called Chump, voiced by veteran comedians delivering pun-laden dialogue overdubbed onto lip-flapping primates. Production required weeks of patient filming. Handlers coaxed chimps to speak by smearing peanut butter inside their mouths to trigger jaw movement, then editing furiously around simian improv. Between missions, episodes cut to Lance's alter ego as the lead singer of an all-ape rock band, the Evolution Revolution, complete with banana-shaped guitars and actual funk psych tracks pressed onto a real-world vinyl album. Animal rights activists winced at the spectacle, but 1970s viewers were transfixed by the absurdity of chimps driving dune buggies and parachuting into villain lairs. The show predated viral memes by decades, yet single-handedly proved audiences would watch anything with a catchy theme song and primates in fedoras. Lancelot Link lasted just 17 episodes, but its audacious blend of espionage parody, musical variety, and monkey business guarantees it a permanent place in television's Hall of Peculiar Fame. 9. The Bugaloos, 1970–72. Sid and Marty Krofft never met a fever dream they couldn't broadcast, and the Bugaloos might be their most saccharine hallucination. Picture 4 teenage insect folk: joy, IQ, courage, and harmony, fluttering through Tranquility Forest in glittery wings, singing bubblegum pop to woodland creatures. Their peace is shattered by Benita Bizarre, a shrieking polka-dot-clad diva living in a jukebox-shaped tower who despises wholesome melodies and unleashes slapstick sabotage to silence the quartet. British rock musicians cast as the Bugaloos performed catchy tunes written by industry vets. Their single, "If You Become a Bugaloo," briefly charted on Billboard, making them the first fictional insect band to graze radio airwaves. Sets dripped with day-glow mushrooms, warped tree trunks, and fog machines working overtime, producing a vibe equal parts Yellow Submarine and candy commercial. Behind scenes, the young actors endured heavy wing harnesses and 4 a.m. costume glue sessions. The show found loyal fans, including a pre-fame Michael Jackson, who allegedly phoned actress Caroline Ellis weekly, yet high production costs clipped its wings after 13 episodes. Still, the Bugaloos stands as a testament to an era when Saturday mornings served Technicolor escapism potent enough to make even adults question reality. 10. Space Academy, 1977. Long before Starfleet had a training holodeck, Filmation enrolled kids in Space Academy, a live-action series following a group of gifted cadets orbiting an unnamed planet inside a modular asteroid station. Led by Commander Isaac Gampu, played by 1960s cowboy icon Jonathan Harris, brandishing a silver jumpsuit instead of a laser whip. The multicultural teen crew grappled with cosmic mysteries each week. Sentient comets begging for help, time-looping moons, telepathic crystals that hijacked emotions. Sets recycled from Ark II avoided waste. Designers simply inverted corridor walls, sprayed them gunmetal, and added blinking console gels. Special effects relied on model kits glued to ping-pong balls. Yet the sincerity never wavered. Episodes championed teamwork, ethical science, and empathy for alien life. A hovering robot named Peepo provided R2-D2-light comic relief, chirping advice in electronic bleeps. Though the show ran a single 15-episode season, its universe expanded in spin-off Jason of Star Command, and its inclusive cast quietly modeled cooperation across gender and race. Forward-thinking lessons wrapped in budget cardboard asteroids. For countless latchkey kids, Space Academy was a weekly field trip beyond the gravity well, proof that intellect and kindness could navigate the stars. We've dusted off harmonizing insects, android cops, and nuclear locomotives, all proof the 1970s dared television to dream weird. If these forgotten gems sparked memories or curiosity, smash that like button, subscribe for more deep-dive retrospectives, and share your strangest TV recollection below. Until next time, keep the channel tuned to wonder.